What are the main objections? What are the main limiting core beliefs when it comes to investing, when it comes to your money mindset? I'm welcoming today Clara Théoule again, and we will talk about this. Hello and Katching. This is Clara with me today and Bernie from Katching Secrets. And today we have a very interesting topic. So Clara is a hypnosis coach and a mindset coach. And we will talk about all the interesting things that are related to your mindset when it comes to your money mindset. So let's talk about it. Let's dive in. Clara, what have you brought for us today?
Well, in our last interview, I told you that our money mindset is set until we are 7. So even before we have our own money, because at this age, normally you don't have your own money, you already heard and observed and experienced things that make you think a lot of things about money. So
absolutely, yeah.
We have, of course, everything that has been said in our family, for example, when your parents are discussing about money, maybe also fighting about money, and where there are money problems in the family. So that's everything we see, we hear, we observe. And of course, everything that we see and we hear also in TV, in radio, or when we are playing with other children in other families. So all of these that you hear and see and experience about money is forming a mindset about money, about wealth, about being rich, about having a lot or having nothing. And these beliefs that we are forming in very young age are something that we always repeat if we don't try to solve them and to reflect on them. And most of the people don't do that, so they repeat these beliefs for their whole life. So what would interest me really a lot, because you are working with money and you are helping people investing their money.
Yeah.
What are the most common beliefs that you hear when it comes to money, to save money, to get rich, maybe to get a millionaire? What do you hear a lot?
So there are objections in terms of investing, so dedicated to financials, to money, to investing itself. And then we have objections that are personal objections, like money is evil, for example, or people who have money are unhappy. Those kind of objections. So there are personal objections. If I'm afraid of having money, for example, or if I take some money, or if I earn some money, someone loses money, and I don't want someone to lose money. Mm-hmm. So those objections, they are very common. And then we have, for example, objections related to investing, which means I have no time to deal with investing. I have no knowledge, or investing involves too many numbers. I don't like mathematics, or I can't relate with the topics, or it's not for me, or someone else is managing my investments, or investing is a scam, for example. I just can lose money when I start investing. Cryptos are a scam. Those are the main objections that we are confronted with.
Okay. What I would want to do today with you is to make some exercise about money, and let's take the part of the personal objections, what people think about money related to themselves, related to their families. So tell me, for example, the 5 most common beliefs with the word money in it. So something like, I don't deserve to have a lot of money, or our family had never a lot of money, or money can't buy happiness. This is a very common one, I think.
Yes, exactly.
Or money is hard to get.
Yeah, that's exactly, you nailed it. So those are the objections. Money is hard to earn. If I don't work, I earn no money, for example. Passive income is an illusion.
Yeah.
People who are owning money are unhappy.
So let's make a small exercise. If you think about money as a form of energy, you know, before there was money, you did something, you produced something, and you changed this with somebody else. So if you were able to, let's make some to cook some bread, and you knew somebody who could make shoes, so you gave him your bread and he gave you shoes, something like that, you know. This was an energy flowing, like I give you something, you give me something. And if we think about money as a form of energy, you can take all these beliefs and just replace the word money by the word energy. So tell me all these beliefs that we have heard before, and just replace the word.
Energy is evil.
Sounds silly.
Energy makes me unhappy.
Interesting.
Energy is hard to earn. People who have a lot of energy are very unhappy. Very strange. That feels very strange, saying those core beliefs.
Yeah.
So that's really, really interesting. And I cannot earn much energy without working. So passive energy is impossible. That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and there is another common one. I'm not good with money, right?
Yeah.
I'm not good with energy. How silly.
Yeah, I'm not good with energy. Yeah. I'm bad with energy.
Yeah. There isn't enough money to go around. There isn't enough energy to go around. How strange.
How does that work? Yeah. That's very interesting. Yeah.
That's an exercise I love, because it really it makes a shift, you know. When we are thinking about money, we have it's like stone, you know. We think it's like this, but the way we feel about everything in our life is related to the pictures we make in our mind and the words we tell to ourselves. So when we have a fear of something, for example, the fear of flying, the data are very clear. Flying is a very secure way of traveling around. It's much more, I don't find the word in English.
Much safer?
Yeah, it's the safest way of traveling. So you should more fear, for example, to get in a taxi or in a car to drive to the airport than to the plane. But the pictures that we make in our mind are worst when we think about flying. When somebody has the fear of flying, he thinks it's a flying coffin, and if the pilot makes an error, we will all die. And so these pictures we make in our mind, it's the most important thing to have the control above. So when you think about flying, you should make another picture in your mind. And when you think about money or getting rich or getting a millionaire or investing, you should try to make new pictures in your mind. And this exercise, removing the word money and replacing it by energy is a very good exercise to really understand that these thoughts are really ridiculous. I mean,
And
I'm not good with energy.
Yeah, that's great. And what's the next level? So how can we transform that into core beliefs that are empowering us? So we say, let's take the core belief, money is evil, or money makes unhappy. So let's say energy makes unhappy. What's next? So how can we transform that?
Well, the next step is you say, okay, that's a really silly sentence, right? So the next step is to understand, okay, this is just a thought. And we never should take our thoughts for reality, because our thoughts are only thoughts. And we always know people who think differently to us, and they create another life than we do. So the next step after understanding it's just a thought is to replace it and to take a decision and to say, okay, what I require for my life, what I insist on, and what I'm giving to myself from now on is another thought about money. So it's really a decision you make, and then you have to train it, because these old thoughts, they are very familiar.
Yeah, you learned them for years, or maybe decades.
Yeah. But every time you think these old thoughts, once you have understood that it's only a thought, you can say, oh, okay, it's the one, I know it. But I take another decision. What I require from now on, for myself, for my life, for my family is, and then you define another thought. And
so we're transforming, for example, we take this word, we say, energy makes me unhappy. We say, what does energy do really with me? Energy makes me happy and empowers me. And then we're replacing the word again with the original word, right? So money empowers me and makes me happy.
Yeah. I mean, money doesn't make happy. That's right. But it doesn't make unhappy either. It does not.
Ah, that's a core belief.
Yeah, but it's only a belief and only a thought. So it's not the reality. And you can say, okay, money doesn't make me unhappy and money will not make me happy. But I know that money will allow me to do things that bring a lot of joy and fun and things I cannot afford if I don't have it. So the way to live the life I want to live is to have a certain amount of money, which gives me a certain security and the possibility to have fun, to make travelings, to realize things that I don't realize if I don't have the money. So if we take really money as an energy, I can tell myself, okay, energy doesn't make happy and energy doesn't make unhappy also. So, but I want energy. I really choose energy. I insist on winning energy. I insist on achieving a higher level of energy. So achieving a higher amount of money is nothing else. Achieving higher level of energy. And if I decide that, I can really remember myself regularly. I insist on it. I insist on having a life that's more fun, that's more adventure, that's more, I don't know what you need in your life.
Exciting.
Yeah. And I need a certain form of energy. I need the energy of life and I need the energy of money.
That's absolutely true. So you always need, so that's the key point, I believe here, that you need to transform your core beliefs into something that empowers you And then you take those empowering core beliefs, and those are the ones that you are saying every time when you come across a limiting core belief, right?
Yeah. And the most important thing is to being aware of a decision. It's my decision. It's my choice. I can choose to think that, and I can choose to think something else.
Yes.
But
sure.
When you think a thought, you have no possibility to change the reaction it has in your body. So when you think a fearful thought, for example, a lot of stress hormones are being delivered in your body. And once you have thought the thought, you can't change the hormones that are delivered in your body. So the only power that you have is to change the thought. If I want to have a better feeling in my life, if I want to have better hormones in my life, I really have to choose different thoughts. And it sounds sometimes it sounds too simple to be real, but that's the only power that we have. We can't think negative thoughts and expect positive feelings. It's not possible.
Yes. Yeah, there is this this famous quote. Watch your thoughts and they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become habits. Watch your habits, they become character. Watch your character, and it becomes your destiny. And then this is a cycle. So
yeah,
all the habits, all the words, all the results that you deliver, they are leading to your confirmation of your core beliefs, and then they are confirming that, or they are not confirming that, and this is a circular thing. So
yeah. So the only way to change this circle is to decide to think other thoughts.
Think different. Yeah, to think.
And I love a sentence of Marisa Peer. This is the therapist where I made my hypnosis diploma. And she said, first you make your own beliefs, and then your beliefs make you.
Yes.
And that's really the truth, because once you have a belief, you always look for a proof that your belief is true. So whether you believe in something positive or in something negative, you will always try to prove to yourself that you are right. And a few years ago, I asked myself a very important question, because I always wanted to be right in my life. Okay. And I collected knowledge, I had a lot of books, and I wanted to know everything, and I always wanted to be right. And then came a point when I asked myself, well, do I want to be right or to be happy? Because you will always be right. You will always prove yourself that your beliefs are true. So why not choosing another belief and prove to myself something else in my life?
Absolutely. So your inner world creates the outer world. No matter what you believe, you are right, and that's a very interesting thing. So last time I talked to a friend, and he thought he said, no, I cannot do that, and he was expecting from my side to say, yeah, you can do that, and do it, and blah blah blah, those kind of things. And I said, yes, you're right. And he was like, what do you mean? I said, you are right, you cannot do that. I said, what do you mean? I said, you said it yourself. If you tell me you can do that, I also say you are right. Because no matter what you tell yourself, you are right. Because this determines your outcome. This determines who you are. This determines your thoughts, your life, everything that you are. Mm-hmm. So, and then he was like a little bit overwhelmed and surprised, but in the end it was fine for him. Yeah. And he was walking away with good thoughts.
Well, the job of our mind is to make our thoughts real.
Yeah.
Because we need to have a consistent identity. Everything that can change or anything that can destabilize our identity is very difficult for us to handle. So our mind is always listening to what we are telling to ourselves and what we think about us, about money, about the world, about politicians, about anything. Our mind is trying to make these thoughts real. So that's really a circle. And our job, if we want to change our life, if it's the financial life or relationships, our only job is to consciously trying to think new thoughts. That's all.
And so what you're saying is you don't have to go into your subconscious mind to change your core beliefs, or is this just going faster than? So what is so if the people out there, you tell them now, take your core beliefs, transform them into to different ones, and everything will be fine. So how does it work out? What should they do? Should they just tell them those core beliefs to themselves, or should they do some additional work, some more deeper work, like going into hypnosis? So what are the solutions?
It really depends on a few things. One thing is, how long do you have these beliefs? The other thing is, do these beliefs have an important function in your life? I tell you an example. If the way you think about money is securing your place in your community, you will not want to change this core belief. Your subconscious mind will always hold on to it, because belonging to this community is more important than the other stuff. So some beliefs you can really change. I experienced it for myself. Some beliefs you can really change. It's enough when you write them down and then you ask yourself, is it mine? Where does this belief come from? And then you hear your mother or your father telling something. So, oh, okay, it was a sentence that my father was used to say all the time. And somehow I looked up to him and I thought that's reality. But now I'm an adult woman and I say, okay, it's not right. It was his reality, but not mine. If this belief has no function, no real important function in your life, you can, it's enough to recognize it and to let it go. But if your belief has somehow a function in your life for your emotional stability, for the way you are defining yourself, then that will probably not be enough. And it's very easy to see what it needs, because when the people come to me, they always say something's holding me back. Somehow I want this, but I will get other results. And
that's what I'm talking about. Yes.
Something is holding me back.
They don't know it.
I know we had no money in our family. I know how my father was thinking. I know this and then, and I reflected about all this stuff, but I still don't get it. And I still reproduce all the same results. And that's the point when you recognize, okay, it's not enough to recognize it. You really have to make deep work on the subconscious level. And my fun tool and my quickest tool and the way I love to work with it is hypnosis, because it really goes very deep and very fast. And in hypnosis, you can recognize what is the function of these beliefs, because it always makes sense for your subconscious mind. When we think with our intelligence, with our ego about something, we don't understand it because we say, okay, I really don't understand why I do that. I really don't understand why I can't do that. But somehow it's always the same. And it makes no sense for us on this intelligence level, you know. But for our subconscious mind, it has a function, it makes sense, and that's something you can really find out in hypnosis.
So what about affirmations or meditation? Can it change core beliefs?
Sometimes, if this function is not so important for my identity, it may be enough. So it's like a ladder, you know. People try to reflect on their beliefs. Some of the beliefs they find out and they let go, and that's enough. Sometimes I say, okay, it's not enough, so I try with meditation, and I hear meditation all the time, and I really go deep. Sometimes it's enough, and sometimes not. So you have to go up this ladder and to find out for yourself what you need to get rid of it. And
so I would say the first idea would be, or that's what I'm doing actually, to if I come across a core belief, I'm just taking my mobile, I'm recording affirmations. So I'm just firing up my recording app there, and then I'm reframing the affirmations for myself. I never use words like not, I never use words like but, I never use negative words. I always use positive language there. I talk to the phone, and you must know I'm a polyphasic sleeper, so I'm sleeping during the day every day, twice 20 minutes, and during that time I'm listening to affirmations. Either it's my own affirmations or it's someone else, but it's always they should just change my behavior, my way of thinking, my and this is working while you're sleeping. So or while you are just in a very relaxed state. So and this is at least for me that helps a lot to get on the conscious mind and potentially on the subconscious mind, because the results are improving. So
this is already hypnosis. You are already using hypnosis, because when you hear to this audio and you are going to sleep, you are going to the alpha wave in the brain, and that's the level we go in hypnosis. Sometimes it's really enough. But for example, I had a client, she told me she really struggles to get good prices. She very often just don't take the full price when she has a feeling, well, these people don't have a lot of money, so she reduces the price, but before the client is asking, you know. And she told me, and my price, they are too low. I really had to raise them, and I just can't do that. And she had made a lot of personal improvement, personal development, and meditation and yoga and anything. And in hypnosis, we found out, because she was not doing it for herself, I was leading the process. And in hypnosis, we found out that she, at the age of 6, she had an experience where she swore to herself she will never let somebody behind. And somehow she felt responsible for another child, and this feeling of never again I will leave somebody behind, it was so powerful that her subconscious mind associated it to the money, of course, because if you raise your prices, you leave somebody behind who can't afford it, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And this was enough for the subconscious mind. You swore to yourself you will never let somebody behind, so you can't raise your prices.
Yes.
And that's, I believe, something she would have never found out just by doing some meditation or something like that. And this was very powerful, because in the moment when she realized, wow, this thing I swear to myself is leading to that, then I can, like a scissor, say, okay, that doesn't make sense anymore now. And now I can see I was not responsible. I was just a 6-year-old child. So this responsibility of being responsible for this child and for anybody needing help is just a construct, is just an idea. And from the moment she recognized that under hypnosis, she raised her price, and by 20% the first time since years. And she raised it twice since the hypnosis, and it was, I think, 9 months ago. Yeah, that's the power of working with the subconscious mind.
And what about her clients? Did you gain more clients then?
Yeah, she's doing really well now. You
Cool.
know it already. There is clients for any price. There are a lot of clients for low prices, but there are also enough clients for high prices. You will, with any price, you will always find clients for this price.
That's a good core belief. So no matter which price you believe is you should take, or you want to take, you will find your clients if you believe those clients are there. That's a nice word for finishing up our session. So if you, our viewers, if you want support, if you come across your core beliefs are limiting yourself, then, and you think you need to work on that and you can't do that on your own, then just contact us, drop us a comment here below the video, write us an email to clientcare@katching.net. We will set you in contact with Clara, and then you can go on from there and work on your mindset, work on your core beliefs, work on empowering yourself to become great with finance, amazing with money, and to let money make you happy in the end. That's what we want to be. We want to be happy in our life. We want to have joy, fun, and do the things we love with the people we love, and sitting there enjoying a glass of wine or cocktail and enjoying life. I think that's what most people want to achieve, at least in my surrounding, or those people that I learned to know.
And some people say, well, I have enough money with, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000 euros, and that's enough for me. And someday one of my mentors said, well, that's very egoistic. And I was just like, how can this be egoistic when I'm happy with that amount of money? And she said, well, can you help people in need when you have just the money you need?
Yeah.
And that was the moment where I understood, okay, what we have never been told is if you have a lot of money, you can help also a lot of people. And it doesn't have to be the whole world, you know, we don't need to earn a lot of money just to save the world. But if somebody of your friends or in your family has a real big problem and you can help by giving him 1,000 euros or 5,000 euros, would you do that? But if you only have the money you just need for yourself, for surviving, for eating, for having a house, well, you are not in the place to help people who are in need.
No money is left. Yes, that's absolutely true. And I have I also talked to a friend, to a woman. She's a woman. She's a friend of mine, and she also had that core belief. So she also had that core belief about investing and about the stock market. And she said, I know that there are 80% of people are losing there, and 20% of the people, or of the investors, are winning. And even if I make it into the 20% that are winning, I know I take the money from the 80%. I don't want them to lose money. And then I say to her, and that's why she didn't invest, why she didn't start investing. And then I told her, okay, let's reframe this a little bit. So let's say you take the money from the 80%. what could you do with that money that's good for the world and maybe good for those 80%? How can you invest or give back that money? And suddenly she was thinking, oh my God, if they give me that money, if I get that money from them and I give it back to them in some ways, for example, by teaching them something, a skill set that prevents them from losing money in the future, for example, that's it's opening up a huge world, an entirely new world, because, and this was changing her mind. And then she said, yeah, I mean, that was such a limiting core belief. It was just wiped away, and now she's investing. She started investing. And those are the things that you mentioned. Sometimes it's just this little step, this little small step that prevents you from taking a big step or getting into a new thoughts.
Yeah, I can remember a few years ago, I had a very good friend of mine. She had a very tough time, health problems and financial problems, and she had bad consultants, and it was really tough. And then she called me one day and she told me she had fallen on the floor and broken her teeth on the front side.
Oh, yeah.
And she told me she doesn't have the money to make them correctly.
Fix that. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And at that time, I had some financial struggles too, and I was really feeling bad, because I told myself, well, if you had more money, you could give her the money to make her teeth properly. Maybe she wants to pay back at some time when she has more money or not, but it shouldn't be a problem to help her to get her teeth done properly. And that was really a moment when I realized, okay, when I earn money, it's not only for me. It's for what I can do to friends, to my family, to other people in the world, to women, to children, whatever
Exactly.
is important to me.
Exactly.
You don't have it, you don't have the power to change things.
Exactly. Yes. If you want to make the world a better place, you need money. It's a fact. We are living in the Western world here, and if you don't live on an island where you're really on your own, you're producing your water on yourself, you're producing whatever you need on your own, then if you come into the civilized world, you need money. That's fact. If you don't have any money, you will have a hard time to survive. And that's why. And on the other hand, most people have limiting core beliefs about money, and that's one of the reasons why many people are just suffering financially, and they don't overcome this threshold of out of their core beliefs and being happy with money, being successful with money, having money, owning money, and having money as your friend instead of your enemy. All right. So, Clara, thank you. Very extended session today. Very interesting. Thanks for having you. Our viewers, if you didn't subscribe to the video channel, to our YouTube channel, just do that. The link, you will find the link below. And it supports the work that we're doing. It supports our contribution, our free content, our value that we're providing to you. Hopefully you like it. If you like it, give us a like and a subscribe, and forward your questions. We will be happy to answer them in the next session in 1 month, around 1 month. And Clara, the last words to you.
I can't wait to continue.
Me too. So thanks for joining, and see you very soon. Katching. Bye-bye. Please be aware, we are no financial advisors. We do not provide any advice. We only share our experience and our results are not typical. If we mention any stocks, funds and other type of investments, it is for educational and illustrational purposes only. Most people are unable to achieve similar results to ours. If you want to achieve similar results, you have to commit yourself to systemize, to learn and to stick to the rules.